Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to replace the CV axle on a front driver's side on a 2011 Toyota Highlander. This one's a hybrid limited trim, and the CV axle is different sizes for hybrid and non-hybrid, two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So I've got the 32. This one here is it's actually a 30mm 12-point CV axle nut, so I've got it loosened here. Just gonna go ahead and remove that. As you can see, the vehicle is resting on jack stands. I've got the wheel, the tires removed, tires off the vehicle, and this is the 12-point axle nut that is off. So next I'm gonna go ahead and remove the two 22mm bolts and nuts that hold the upper control arm, which is the strut, the shocks and springs. So we'll go ahead and remove those. To remove this right two nuts, I'm going to go ahead and use a 22mm socket impact gun, and on the left side the bolt is a 22mm size, or it can also be a 7/8 inch, and the original actual size is a 22mm. So I'm going to just hold it with a 22mm wrench, just like that, and remove the two nuts. So let me just put you to the side over here. Yeah, my compressor kicked in. Sorry about that. So using a 12mm socket, we're going to go ahead and remove this little mount that's holding the brake hose, because it's going to get on the way. Okay, there goes the 12mm bolt, and we'll just move this to the side here, and when we pull out the steering knuckle, it's going to put pressure, straining the brake hose, so we don't want that. And next we will also have to remove the ABS sensor so that we don't damage it as when we replace the CV axle, because when we pull out the steering knuckle, it might pull the wiring, the ABS sensor itself. The ABS sensor is located right behind the wheel, and it's got a 10mm nut right here. So we got the 10mm nut removed. This one may have never been replaced before, so it's kind of stuck hard in there. I went ahead and sprayed a little bit of PB Blaster. We'll give it a couple minutes and maybe pry it out gently. It's not coming out yet. So we also keep removing the two 22mm bolts, and I'm going to have to give it a few taps. Using a ratchet extension, I'll place it there and give it a few taps. Using 22mm socket, I'll try to pull it out on the opposite end. Comes right out. do the same with the top one. I don't want to do that yet because I'm not ready for it to be pulled out, because I still have the ABS sensor hooked. Okay, so using my flat blade screwdriver, flat blade tip, I pried up the ABS sensor gently, and I have it out now. I'm just gonna go ahead and hang it up on the springs of the strut here. So what I'm gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and put the axle nut back in here, and using a little mini sledgehammer, tap on it a few times. Okay, I also sprayed a little bit of PB Blaster. It didn't seem like it was stuck rusted hard or anything. So as you can see, it's pretty loose. And try a little bit more. Okay, so that's loose already. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the axle nut. And after this, we can go ahead and remove the second 22 millimeter bolts, the upper bolt for the strut. Oh, the other way. All right. So we've got that one out, and this should just come right out. I haven't removed the tie rod end out because sometimes it's possible to do it without removing the tie rod end. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do it without having to remove the tie rod end. So we'll see how it goes. And we'll just pull this out and move the CV axle. At this point, we can go ahead and actually turn the wheel to the left so that we'll have some room to remove the CV axle. So by turning the wheel and pulling it a little bit, this inner end of the CV axle actually came out. So let me just show it to you. It seems to be rusted a little bit right here. That's the inner side over here, right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this outer end out by hand, and it should come right out. All right, this piece is out. There it is. Okay, the inner end. I know sometimes they come off easily, sometimes they don't. We have to pry it out. Okay, I'll go underneath the vehicle, and pry it out with a pry bar or something like that. So guys, I've decided to remove the tie rod end, the outer tie rod end, and just for convenience, it's gonna make it easier to install the CV axle. I went ahead and removed the cotter pin using a sharp nose plier, and next I'm just gonna remove the 17 millimeter castle nut. I have it already loosened, so that's where it is. And we'll just go ahead and tap on a end of the spindle a few times to loosen the tie rod end. We can't hit the tie rod end directly because it can get damaged easily. So I've damaged a couple of my days before, so I just don't do it anymore. Okay, a few taps. So another 7-8 more taps. The tie rod comes loose. Okay, now we got the tie rod end out. I'll just go ahead and remove the pieces, the two 22 millimeter bolts, and pull the CV axle out now. So guys, what happened is the parts store gave me the wrong CV axle. They gave me a CV axle for the regular standard gasoline Highlander, not the hybrid one. So I had to wait another 4 days to get my new CV axle online. And it seems to be the correct size this time. Hopefully it is. Okay, let me just push to the side here. So I'm right under the vehicle now, and it's a bit challenging to remove the inner CV axle joint. And let me get a view of it. It's right here. So let's see. Okay, this piece. I'm just gonna use a screwdriver to pry that out. Maybe use a chisel.